Okay, so God, so I mean, could Jimmy make it in today's day and age?
Not on Instagram. Not only on Instagram.
How could you say that?
What?
Well, I mean, the whole reason this spur was that Matteo Sasato, like, we were reading that post, and like he sort of decided to pull off of Instagram and like just cancel social media for the time being, and that's sort of how he got famous.
It is. I mean, that's how I was aware of him.
I mean, like, and we've seen him live. He is a phenomenon.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
Phenom.
Man. Amazing.
He is amazing. Like, and there was like, he was like fluid, like water playing the guitar. But the whole reason he's pulling off, it looks like, I'm not going to do direct quotes, but the idea of like, 30-second to 60-second moments of perfection is what everyone's expecting on Instagram. So these artists, that doesn't just happen. They practice their tails off, and then they film a bunch of takes. They finally get there, and that's their musical contribution and gift to their Instagram market, because you have 45 seconds of attention span for most of these younger viewers.
Yeah. Well, he did a video not long ago. I mean, guys, it's probably been months ago, where he talked about sort of trying to get back to just improvising and how, trying to get these perfect takes and right now these pieces for Instagram, how that was sort of wearing on him. And it was just it was a different thing and sort of a breath of fresh air just to turn the camera on or the phone or whatever and just play.
Well, because like that, he's an artist of like an amazing caliber. Like when I just do plays and like just do quick little demos or something, I always do one take. That's it.
Yeah.
No edits, unless there's just a disaster of like.
Like, oh, yeah, that was really not
even
good.
If I had a wrong, I'm talking like a disaster for the guitar.
Right.
If the guitar goes out of tune or something, like, okay, this is too intolerable.
Yeah.
But,
same for when I upload things on my stuff,
But I mean, no one watches our things.
No, so no one cares.
It's just like our kids are forced to watch it, like between that and The Mandalorian. But
but so what if?
Yeah, what if
Jimi Hendrix or
Jimmy Page?
Jimmy Page.
Take the two Jimmys.
Those are good places to start. What if they were Instagram guitarists?
Like I'm saying, like let's say like fast guitarists. Take their age, that they were like the 27 and whatever, sort of the peak of their 26, and fast forward them to 2021,
right?
And put them on Instagram as their talent level of that time. I also, I hate to say it, but I agree. I think they would be different artists, or they would fail as the artists they were as Instagram artists. Yeah. It's also spurred because I listen to a lot of live music on Sirius XM radio. Trey Anastasio, like from Fish, like I listen to the Grateful Dead. I listen to the Allman Brothers,
right?
And like on the jam stuff, and there are so many mistakes, like all over those, because they're doing 200+ live shows a year.
Plus, it's not like they're playing the same thing every night. Like those guys are pushing the boundaries. They're improvising. You're just not. I mean, you're just not gonna play it perfectly.
Like Trey hit this note on Divided Sky that was just like, it was so off and funny. I was like, wow. Then but it was gone. It's a split second. It moves on. But in this Instagram culture that we live in today, like we watch this 45 to 60 second clip over and over as like you're either trying to learn it or you're trying just to ingest it, and then you move on to the next via TikTok style
or
perfect. YouTube Shorts now. Like we have these short little moments because we have the attention spans of gnats at the moment. I'm like, oh, next thing, funny, ingest. Jimi Hendrix made mistakes all over the place.
When you watch,
even his recordings.
Even the records. There are so many iconic records that I listen to that are, and mind you, we are not saying these things are bad. We're just saying
they're perfect in my opinion.
Well, right. Like when I listen to even like old like Joe Walsh stuff, like James Gang, or like recordings where I think, man, if you heard that take in a studio today, there's no way you'd keep
Or the telephone ringing in the background of the ocean guitar solo. Bam, 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 ring. And that's when I always show young people, like, listen to this. There's a phone because this was a mobile recording studio and this was a hotel. And I'm like, it's so cool. I think that's the magic.
Awesome.
And when
I was, a cool vibe,
even when I was doing recording when I was younger, back when I made music and things, like if there's like a creaking chair in the background, I always ask the engineer to keep that in.
Yeah,
because I love that stuff.
It's cool.
Just like there's a real musician. Sitting there playing
it.
It's not just like my keyboard that I'm making sounds come out with the X, Y, and Z. So I think it would be it would have sort of castrated these great artists, I think. It would have changed them entirely.
Well, you read the comment sections even on guys who are playing a Hendrix tune or a Jimmy Page thing. You know what I mean? And it's not like, it's probably, and I people will be up in arms side say this, and a lot of times it's technically better than the original. It might not have like
well, you
the
can
magic.
even
Of the
take Jimmy and Voodoo Child and then take Stevie Ray Vaughan's Voodoo Child. Like he is technically better at it than almost anyone that's ever done it.
Yeah.
But there's still, you always go back to Jimmy's.
But people on these Instagram videos or YouTubes will always give these guys slack over. You know what I mean? Like, so it poses an interesting question. Like, what is the standard? And there was a thing not long ago where people were getting busted for like artificially speeding up their Instagram videos. Guitar players on there.
I didn't know that. I've never heard of that.
That
That's
was
sort
like
of shocking to me.
Yeah, no, it was like a little. There were a couple
people
of
really
YouTube
doing
videos
that?
Yeah, absolutely, and just getting kind of caught, or there's no way they were
That's
playing.
really funny. I didn't know. Why would you do that? It's like cheating in sports. You're gonna get caught. Why cheat? Anyway, that's a whole other.
No, there was a whole.
Well,
and you guys probably know more about that than I do. I just kind of saw it peripherally, so I could be missing something about it.
Because I'm
put that in the
curious.
comments if you think. But I'm curious to know, like, what do you guys think? Like, why is it cool for us to watch Hendrix? And it's there's some mess ups or some clams or whatever.
I think
we have such a different standard today.
I mean, I applaud Mateus for what he's doing.
I think it's awesome.
And he's not like disappearing. I get the idea of like resetting because I still watch a lot of artists on the internet and they're more long format. I've just recently started like ingesting all of Matt Schofield's stuff too, and I was like, oh my Lord, what a monster! Like I've known about him for years, but I've been watching his stuff and him playing with Josh Smith doing that whole those two together. There's this one demo on YouTube, just check it out. It's them playing they're doing blues on a 2-rock Burnside. They're just playing like the most basic 2 rocks they offer, and it's unbelievable. And
those guys are unbelievable.
Well, the way they talk to each other on the guitar, because and Schofield's playing like a 335, I think, or something, which he always plays a Fender.
Right.
Him on the Fender and the 2 rocks, that's the tone that I think we're all chasing, and you don't know it until you hear it. And you're like, that's the tone, that's that Hendrix tone. No, that's that Clapton clean tone. That's that warm. Oh my gosh, what is that with the slight bit of push? But they do these. Their jam is it's like a 10-minute jam, and no edits. Just like there's cameras, and it's perfect. And that I would like to see more of that coming out. I think we have, because almost all of our great artists today are making mistakes, except
Joe Bonamassa never makes mistakes.
Son of a gun.
I've never ever even seen anything that I could even be like, oh well, maybe nope.
No, I mean, like, I'm sure someone out there's maybe found one that they think's a mistake, but I bet Joe did it on purpose.
You said something really interesting about Josh Smith and like about how they communicated with each other. I think that's why we don't mind it with those greats like Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix, because when you hear them play, or even Trey, they are like lost in this world. It's like they're pulling something in from this other like heavenly dimension, and they are communicating. Like it is more art for them than let me show you how technical I can be. They're saying something, and I think that's why.
Well, and they're communicating with their players that they're with, and that's the thing with Instagram. It's become like, well, there's no communication. It's just like here's my skill set. This is what I can do. I might have a jammed backing track, but they're not communicating with the backing track because there's no push and pull.
Nope.
There's no
it's
yin
just
and yang.
there. Yeah.
There's no zen and za. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it could be a thing.
Zen and za. That's somebody Wikipedia that for me. No, there is, like when you watch like Hendrix at Winterland or something, like, and I love like the Jimi Hendrix experience, like Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redd. I love that trio. I think it's great. Everybody's like, it was better when it was like Band of Gypsies. Yeah, maybe, but there's something magical about that. I think Noel's just awesome. He's awesome. He's like full of. I don't like his singing stuff necessarily on the solo record as much, but I love Mitch Mitchell.
He's amazing.
It's just like that as a child hearing that, it changed everything. And watching, Jimi Hendrix live. I mean Stevie Ray Vaughan live at the El Macombo. Like if you haven't seen that, it's harder to find. Like is a full run through because but it's on the internet now. But watch that. It's one of those magical moments. It was before he was huge.
Right.
And what he does in this room full of a few hundred blues fans in Texas, it's just unbelievable. But there's a communication with his band.
Yeah.
And the Cream, and the Led Zeppelin. I mean, you watch like even live at Madison Square Garden, which is not their best recording.
Not the best stuff they've ever captured.
No, but I watched it with my kids the other weekend because I was sort of educating them on like, again, I was educating them on like the some of the guitar greats. We started with like Jump because my son already heard Van Halen.
Right.
He's like, "Whoa, this is cool. I never seen what they look like." I was like, because he pulled the thing of Sammy Hagar. I was like, no, you need to see the real Van Halen, like with David Lee Roth. Like the one, and then my wife was amazed when she saw him do that split and his foot goes completely vertical. It's unbelievable. It's like a straight 2x4 like plane. And we're doing like that. We're doing that kung fu together stuff and that jujitsu, whatever you want to call it, taekwondo.
We're not quite in splits yet.
I can't even touch my toes. No. John and I are both like struggling. Everyone else is doing it. It's pretty pathetic. Like our kids are like just like little limber things, and we're like, ugh. Well, your kid's going to inherit your unlimberness probably.
I'm sure. Yes.
Gus is going to be athletic. He's got it. My other kids are burned though. Anyway. No, but we did that. Then we did like show them some Poison. Then I sandwiched it with Motley Crue. And I was like, now let me show you the greats. And I show him like some, because he wanted to learn about hair metal. And then I was like, let's go back. And he's like, well, these guys why does all have long hair, Dad? I'm like, just because that's what is acceptable and it's part of your uniform.
That's right.
You had long hair from pretty much from the mid to late '60s up until 1999. But anyways, you're watching Jimmy Page. Like, and it's what him and John Paul Jones, like that interplay, and then Robert Plant and Jimmy Page. That was sort of the first of lead singer, Steven Tyler to Joe Perry type,
right?
Where like they're actually jamming together almost, and like, and then Robert Plant's doing this the whole time, and when my son's going, what is he doing? I'm like, he's playing air guitar. He's like, where's the guitar? I'm like, it's in the air. It's air guitar. It's amazing. It was cool to watch.
It was cool to watch.
But I mean, Jimmy's missing
imagine
notes.
Some of that playing.
Yeah, just
imagine
take that.
If you put that as a cover on Instagram. Now, Van Halen actually would probably do amazing on.
Do you remember that one? That's just that one that is on the internet right now, where like Eddie's like just totally like, beefing it up, like he's like doing something clean. This is like. And there's like, it's casual. Like sometimes this is why even the greats should not just improvise.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
And he's laughing at it. I think he's got a cigarette. This is in the heyday of Van Halen. Like, probably maybe 90s. I don't know. It might have been Hagar Van Halen. I can't remember.
Right.
Which is also like the second heyday. Yeah. But it was, if you took that Madison Square Garden, like Jimmy Page's solos and stuff and made those your Instagram show, it's not tight, but it's still amazing. I think it's better than watching a perfectly sterile, amazing technical feat. But that's me. I don't know. That's the thing. It's not gymnastics.
It's not gymnastics.
It's not just how, or figure skating. It's not did you perform the triple Lutz perfectly. And don't get me wrong, I do love figure skating. It's my favorite part of the Winter Olympics. Gymnastics is terrifying to me. When I saw that some of those young boys just running into the horse.
Oh, they don't. I don't know.
Oh my God!
But
a great floor routine, that's different. That is art, and figure skating is art. But anyway, I digress. No, but it's not. But you're not being judged on like how fast your lick is and how fast there shouldn't be the judgment. It's like what have you created and what have you gifted? What is your communication with other artists? And then how does that translate to your audience? And how do they feel? That's the sign of a great musician and his gift to the world to me. So I don't know. We would like to know what you guys think too. Like, is maybe Matthias like the spearhead of like a movement of getting back to hearing less just technical acrobatics, and
which is funny to me because he's not even really that. His stuff is pretty.
No, because you go to
amazing.
You go to his and it's like these jazzy cool chords,
so
and you're like,
yeah,
whoa,
no, it's just amazing. But yeah.
I try. It's like, or if I go to Aerial Opposing, like I'm gonna try to copy some Aerial stuff. I'm like, what tuning is he in?
Right.
What are you in now, Aerial? You son of a gun! And then I try it for a minute. It's like that's not possible.
Baritone standard. Yeah.
I hate him. He's so again. Everybody makes fun of us for our man crushes, but he is so pretty. It's frustrating. And that beard of his. I mean, your beard's beautiful too, but but his playing is just insane. So watch Aerial Opposing if you haven't watched him for some weird reason. It's and like his slide work is. Some of the best out there today. It's very different than that guy you like that played with that band, the Brothers thing.
Yeah. Trucks or something.
Yeah, that guy. Any other thoughts on that?
I think that's it. So maybe all we're saying, pointing out, is that maybe there are different filters we could look at some of these things through when we watch Instagram or the YouTubes. I know, that's crazy.
Or maybe allow ourselves to watch a 10-minute jam. And
no one watches them. I know.
Dude, you don't watch this yours, my friend. I enjoyed, your last Fret Buzz was really good. I enjoyed
Thank
that.
you.
The World's Okayest guitarist cracked me up.
He's amazing.
My wife's like, he's barefoot. I'm like, that's why it's okay. No, but it's just like watch these 10-minute jams. Like I used to go down Greg Koch demos too and just watch his stuff and digest little riffs but like that Josh Smith and just like watch the long format jams and pull out the feel of it and get a few licks along the way. Good luck out there
for music. Yep. So anyways, let us know what you think. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell so that you don't miss videos in the future. We appreciate you hanging out with us. See you next time.